Hey guys, welcome back to CodeInbox Automation Lab. This is Sherful. In this lecture, we're going to see string methods in TypeScript. We all know string is a data type, but in the TypeScript, string is also a class where it has a tons of reserved method. So if we know the use cases of those method, all you have to just call those method in your project, and you can build your project and use those methods very easily without writing method from the scratch. So that will really make your life much easier if you are able to use those methods that are already created and reserved in TypeScript library. So let's get back to our VS Code. So in our VS Code, we're going to, let's create a variable, a string variable. So let's give it name S1, and then as you know, to declare a variable, you have to declare data type, and by using colon, and then the type would be string. And then let's put the value of this S1. So we'll say welcome to CodeInbox Automation Lab. Okay, so this is the value of the S1, and now we're going to see the use case of a method name is charAt. So this method will help you to pull the data, any specific character from your string. Okay, so how it can work. So let's see if we just how to use it. So we know this S1 is a string, so if we call the S1 dot, you can see now tons of method. All those are string methods. You can just call any one of the method and use it as you need. So example, we're going to use the first one is charAt, and then you have to pass the index number, what character you want to pull from this S1. So from this S1 value, it is welcome to CodeInbox, all those things, and it is following the string, reserve the data as following array. So in your array indexing start with the 0. So your W character is on 0 index, then E is 1, and so on. So you have to pass the index number, like what character, what index, what character you want to pull following the indexing number. So this is the example, I want to pull W, so which is on 0 index. So let's print this. So print this, we'll say console.log, right? And then close the bracket. Here we go. So we're expecting it will print you W. The character will come following the index number, which is index number 0, right? So let's save it and then run it. To run it, let's see, it is a TS file, which is the TypeScript file. So you have to compile the TypeScript file to run before you run it. So to compile it, you have to, I will say sudo, you have to say tsc. If you have a admin already permission, administrative account, then you don't have to type the sudo, you can use tsc, then the file name, which is the strings demo, right, .ts. Then hit enter. Okay, and then so it is, you will see there is another file, it's already created, it's by the same name with this extension is JS, which is the JavaScript. So TypeScript always will compile first and will convert your file to a JavaScript file by the same name. So then to execute your file, to run it, you have to run the JavaScript file. So to run the JavaScript file, you have to use the node and then the name of the file, strings demo.js. I did a mistake. Oh, I see. I think I mistake. That was a typo. Okay, so you'll say node and then strings demo.js. Here we go. You can see this is the output W. So as we are expecting. Okay, so that's the way you can use the charAt method from the classes types, string classes from Java's TypeScript library. Okay, so let me clear it. So let's go to the next method. So next method we're going to use concat. We all know the concat method. It will concat between two string. Okay, so how it's going to use? So let's see. Again, we declare create another variable. So let's give a string. Let's give a value or assign a value. We'll say welcome, and then let's go create another variable. Say var s3 and also a string type, right? And then let's put the value, it's 2. Okay, and then let's create another variable. I would say s4 and also string type. All would be the string type, because to call or to use a string method, your variable have to be, your data have to be string type, right? So let's give a value over here. So code in box automation lab. Okay, so there is a 3 string variable. I declare s2, s3 and s4. Now I'm going to use the concat method. So to do this, so concat, it means I'm going to concat with s2 to s3 and then finally s4. So I would say s2 dot, you can call, you can see concat method is already over here, and then as concat to what? S3, right? S3, and then again call the concat method and then pass your variable s4. So it will concat between s2, s3 and s4. So all of them will be concatenate and will be this. If we want to display it, print it, let's print it. So print it, let's console it, console.log. Let's close the bracket. Okay, so it will be print welcome to CodeInbox all together. Let's save it and then let's run it. Let's run it sudo. Okay, that's the file name, and then node, and then strings demo.js. Here we go. You can see this is the first W is the output from the charAt method, and then welcome to CodeInbox Automation Lab. This is the all together. Okay, so there you can see, notice that after the 2 there is no space. So you may, if you want to be any space, just put a 1 space. It'll be fine. Okay, so that's the way you can use the concat method, to concat between different string. The next method we're going to use, let's see, replace method. Okay, so in a replace method, let's create another variable again. We'll give a name var s5 and a string type equals to, and then let's put it a value, assign a value. It's called, say, TypeScript. So I assign TypeScript to s5, and then let's replace. So the replace method will replace any character from your string. So your string value is TypeScript. So from there, if I want to replace any character with something else, I can do through that replace method. So example, if I want to replace, say example, from T, this T will replace by A. That time I can easily call replace method and I can do it. Okay, so how to do this? So use this your s5 dot, call the replace method, and then place the the string or character you want to replace. So I want to replace T with the what characters. With example, I want to replace with A. Okay, let's console it, print it, console.log. Okay, save it and then run it again. Let's run it again. Always run the TypeScript file first, because it have to compile, and then run the JavaScript file, right? So which is the node java, whatever the file name .js. You can see over here, this is the last output for this. So instead of TypeScript, because I assigned TypeScript to s5, so here I replace it T with A. So that's why it's returning S script. So instead of T, it comes with the replacement happen with the A, through this replace method. Okay, so next method, let's see what else we can use. Let's use match method. Okay, so the match, let's see, we're going to declare another variable. So str, and its type is a string equals to, let's see, we say for more information see our site. Okay, so this is the value we're assigning to str variable. Okay, and now we're going to use create another variable. It's called ra, and it's string also, and the value would be c. Okay, now we're going to use the match method. So to use the match method, str, you are going to use the first variable str dot match. So let's call the match, and then match with what? So I want to match, we'll see if there any match between these two variable str and ra. So to do this, you use your first string and call the match method, and inside the match method you pass the another variable that you want to compare, you want to match, so which is re, right? And then you can console it if you want to print it, see this if there any match is found. Okay, so or what you can do, you can place this one in the output, you can place on a variable, it's called found. It is a string type. Okay, it is a string type, so you can say, or you can say let this one. Okay, so this is here we are using a let. It's up to you, you can use bar, you can use constant, because as long as you are not changing, you are not updating the value of the found, it's fine. So let's now print it, this found variable, the value of the found variable. Okay, to do this console.log, and then pass the variable is called found, right? Found. Save it. Let's run it again. Sudo, and then run the JavaScript file. Okay, you can see here, so this is the W is from the first, and this is the last one here. Here you can see, okay, the output over here is saying yes. You can see the C, it's match from here, from this string variable. C was matched on index number 22. So in it over here, C you can find it. So if you count the index from 0, 1 to 2, you can see this, this C, it is on line index number 22. So they found the match on index number 22. So there was a match they found. Okay, so that's the use case of match method. Let's go to the next method we can use. Say, I would say split method. Okay, by the name you can understand it will split, from your string, the value from your string. Okay, so your string you can split, you can make it two part through this method. So let's see, we can create another variable. I would say give a name cars, the variable name cars, and it's definitely, it would be the string type. And let's assign some value to this car variable. So I would say BMW, and then space, I would say Honda, and then space probably Nissan. Okay, now let's use the split method. So here is a cars variable. It has the data has been assigned BMW, Honda, Nissan. So what I want to do, I want to split between the value we have. So we have three values, in cars as a array and as a string. So what if I want to make a colon between this? I want to split between the value, like between the BMW, Honda, and Nissan. I will I will split it through a semicolon. So how can we do this? So to do this, we can use easily the split method. So let's call the split method, where I want to apply this split method in this cars variable, and then here it will, let's put a single quotation, and then put a one space. So one space, it means you want to split by a space which will consider as a semicolon. So it will return a array, and there will be semicolon between this value. Okay, so let's see how, and if you want to print it, let's print it, right? So let's print it. So I'll say console.log, close the bracket. Okay, and then save it, and then let's, let's clear all the output. Just copy this, let's clear it, and then run JS file, strings demo.js. Here we go. You can see over here, this is the output of BMW, Honda. So you'd see the output it shows, and it's split by a comma, right? Not semicolon, but it is a comma. So it is a splitting, right? So that's the way you can use split. You can do more if you want to just do a split between first and second. So first and second, you can do this way. If you want to just split between two the two string over here, like between BMW, Honda, not Nissan. So that time you can just pass that index number, how many index you want to consider to split it. Okay, say 2, right? And then let's save it. Let's run it again. Okay, so sorry. Sorry. Let's run photocopy from here. And then, let's run the node.js file. Here we go. You can see it is resulting you BMW, the between BMW and Honda. So splitting is happening. Okay, not because you say it's limited to two, two element, not all of them to consider it. Okay, so that's that use case of a split. Split is a very useful method. And the next one we're going to see, say, substring method. Let's declare variable. I'm going to use the same variable str. So since we use str before as a var, so if you use a var keyword to declare any variable, so you can change the value or update the value anytime later on. So I can, I don't have to declare now this is string as a string variable because it's already declared over here. So let's use the same one, and then I would say let's assign a value code in box. Okay, and then now let's use the str dot let's see the substring. It is very interesting. So how it will work, let me explain you. I would say, so substring, you have to pass over here starting and ending index. So start index is always follow array indexing, and ending is string always follow your character index. So let me write it over here. So what do you have to pass as a value over here for this method? When you call the substring, you have to pass start and ending index number, right? So you're following, and your start index will follow array indexing, and start index will follow array indexing, array indexing, and your the ending index will follow the character indexing. Okay, so here our start index example, I said it will follow your array indexing, which is started from 0. So over here your array indexing is started from 0. It's like 0 1, C is on the 0 indexing, 0 1 2 3 4, and the 5 indexing is on B. So I'm saying place for my starting indexing is 5, and my ending is indexing will start follow the character indexing, which is started from 1. So if you follow the character, so I want to print vox, so your last indexing should be on the x, which is the ending indexing, which is, let's see the count from, so now for character or ending one will start from 1, and then O is 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, x is on 8 indexing. Okay, I hope you understood. Just always remember your start indexing will follow array indexing, which is started from 0, the position is 0, and the correct ending is indexing will follow the character indexing, which is started with 1. Okay, so that's it. So let's print it. Console.log. Okay, and then right, okay, save it. Let's run it again. and then run the JavaScript file. Here you can see this is the box, is printing the box. Okay, so that's the way you can use substring. It means whatever you have on the value on you as a string on your string variable, so you can print some of the part of the, you can use some of the part of that string value using the substring following indexing value to pass inside the substring method. Okay, so let's move on the next one. So next one, we're going to use say uppercase to lowercase. Okay, so to uppercase method to lowercase method, it means if you have any value to a string and you can convert that value, that data, to uppercase or from uppercase to lowercase. This is very simple. So let's see, we can again we can declare string with a new value, new data. So let's say we'll say learn TypeScript. So this is the value of new str variable. And now let's str dot, let's call make it to uppercase, so let's call to uppercase and let's print it. Console.log. And then it will first print, will convert to uppercase. So this learn TypeScript will convert to uppercase. Everything, all the character will be converted to uppercase. So, and also we're going to, let's use the lowercase too. So to do this, we can just call over here to lowercase. You can see this, here is a method already there. Okay, so save it. Let's run it. You know what? Let's make it clear. And then run it. And then run the JavaScript file. It's demo.js. Here you can see after the box. So this is the learn TypeScript. So this variable, the value of this variable is converted to uppercase, and then through this method we're converting to lowercase. Okay, so that's the way you can use uppercase or lowercase method. And the last one, we're going to use trim method. So let's declare another value to the string str variable. So I would say let's put a space and we'll say hello, and then let's put another space. So here in this str variable, we're assigning a value hello, but in this hello we have a space at the beginning and we have a space at the end. So how we can remove that is space, unnecessary space? To do this, we can easily call this, use this trim method. So let's see that how we can do this. Str dot call the trim method. So trim method will automatically remove all the unnecessary space at the beginning and also at the end. Okay, let's print it so that we can see this, there is no more space like we declare. So console.log, let's close the bracket. Okay, save it. Let's run the file once again. So every time you make any change, you have to run the TypeScript file first after you save it, so that it's updated, it compile with the new information, and then run your JS file after its compiling is done. So here you can see the hello, and there is no space at the beginning or no space at the end, and it's happened through this tree method. So there is a tons of method. There's a lot of other methods remaining. So those are the the main method, as we have seen from the string class that comes with the TypeScript library that you can use. It's already reserved, it's code already done for you, so you can use anytime as per you need. So please discover rest of them, but I think that's all for today. Thanks a lot, stay tuned, and have a good one. Bye bye.